Okay, so this is problem 3.4.31, and they ask us to write the given statement in if P then Q form, and the statement that they give us is no person in Chicago is not in the Midwest. So the easiest way to think about converting this into an if-then form is to really think logically about what the sentence actually means, and what piece they're referring to first. So when they say no person in Chicago is not in the Midwest, what they're saying is, you know, if you're in Chicago, then you're in the Midwest. And that's actually a true statement, right? I mean, Chicago is in the Midwest. So if we just run through each of these, if you take a look at A here, if a person is in the Midwest, then the person is in Chicago. That's, first of all, that's not even true. You can be in the Midwest and not be in Chicago. So it doesn't even have the same truth value as our original statement. And also notice that they're referring to the Midwest first, and we're referring to Chicago first. So we're really concerned about if something about Chicago, then something about the Midwest. Okay, so A is definitely not our answer here. Okay. In part B, if you look at part B, it says if a person is not in Chicago, then the person is not in the Midwest. Well, if you think about the truth value of that statement, it's not true. First of all, if you're not in Chicago, it doesn't mean that you're not in the Midwest, and that isn't what this statement is actually saying up here. It says no person in Chicago is not in the Midwest, and so what they're saying here is if you're in Chicago, then you know you're in the Midwest. So part B here, or answer B, is actually not an answer either. So C is actually the answer here, and if you think about it, if a person is in Chicago, then the person is in the Midwest. That says the same thing as this no person in Chicago is not in the Midwest. Okay, it's what's confusing about this statement is the no and the not. There's two negations there. But if you just think about logically about what that means, you know, then you'll see that this has a truth value of true and this has a truth value of true. And we're not just looking for the truth values to match, we're also looking for you know, the parts that we're talking about. First we're talking about Chicago here, and first we're talking about Chicago here, and then we're talking about Midwest, and then we're talking about Midwest. Okay, so C would actually be your answer there.